Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottomed out. Bottomed out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottomed out, don't ever rise is deadish.
Bearish call to the 1300.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Cryptozombie. So today is Wednesday. It's hump day. If we have a look at what's going on, we're having another day of green. So this is 3 days of straight green. As you can see right here, Bitcoin is $6,545, $220 billion market cap. It's been quite some time since we've seen it that high. If we look at the biggest gainers of the day, we have Eternity up 13%, Horizon, Aurora, Loopring, Ravencoin, Basic Attention Token, Holo, Qtum, and Wanchain all up for the day. Now, we do have a lot of bullish news again coming out today, and there's been quite a little bit of a difference of opinion between what people think is going to happen with the market. A lot of people are feeling pretty excited about it, but there also are some people that are a little more reserved. So let's have a look at that, and then we'll dive into some other big news that's going on as well. So definitely stay tuned. Now, the one thing I wanted to point out right off the bat is that over the past 3 days, the volume of major cryptocurrencies on the exchanges, as well as the rest of crypto, has actually gone up from around 10 billion to 13 billion. So we're finally seeing that volume come back into the market. Bitcoin alone increased from 3.1 to 4.3 billion within a week by more than 40%. Now, it sounds great, you know, on paper. When you look at it actually on the charts, it's really quite small. I mean, can you see down there? It's just that little tiny little bump. So we are up here, but there is a potential chance that, you know, we may kind of fall down and test right around that, 6,300 mark again. So looking at what's going on right now, so we have the number of short positions has dropped to 21,434, which represents a 33% drop in the past 8 days alone. So during the same time, longs or positions that are betting on an increase in Bitcoin's price also witnessed a noticeable increase of 10%. So the current number, of which is 24,410, marks a 3-week high. So Bitcoin bulls have market seasonality on their side. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know about this, but the fourth quarter of the fiscal year is traditionally bullish for Bitcoin prices, specifically in the month of November. Data reveals that Bitcoin has only concluded November with a monthly percent loss once, and that was in 2011. So if we come down here, though, they do point out that although BTC shorts have taken a hit as of late, an abundance of longs have yet to pile up. So data shows only 53% of the average positions on Bitfinex are longs, meaning 47% are shorts. The relatively even ratio shows longs are not yet an overwhelming favorite, but it's worth keeping in mind that the higher the percentage of longs, the more likely the price of Bitcoin is to experience a pullback in the near term due to an overbought market condition that it would create, as was witnessed in the beginning of September. But the indicators are still looking quite good. For example, if you look over here, it says a look at the long-term trend lines in Bitcoin's Directional Movement Index, or DMI, shows it's entered a new bullish phase. In addition, the price trends broke out of the Vera band upper limit, widely considered an encouraging sign. Now, you guys know I'm not massive into TA myself, but I do follow some of these other TA analysts and experts as well. It's always interesting to get their perspective on things. So the one thing I wanted to point out was the chart that this guy put together, excuse me, that this guy put together over here. So this guy, he's pretty much just an analyst over at, Chain Riff Research, and he came down here and was pointing out this is apparently fractal patterns, they're called. Hyperwaves, fractally repeating, exponentially increasing, Gardner hype cycles. Pretty intense stuff over here. But, to basically break it down to what it is, so this is it right here, you can see. So I'm going to reference this. But he says, basically in figure 1, what he's done is simply to duplicate the historical trading trend and overlay the largest fractal hype cycles from 2013 to 2014 and 2017 to 2018. Doing so allows a loose prediction of what will happen if Bitcoin price continues to follow this fractal hype cycle. So he says Bitcoin is now 10 years old, and it took a few years for reliable pricing data to develop as its infrastructure grew. So zooming in on smaller time frames, it's evident that these fractal hype cycles are prevalent. So basically, he says what's exciting now is that we're starting to see the emergence of the first multi-year similar feature. If the price of Bitcoin continues following in its own fractal footsteps, here's what he has to say. So just one more time, having a look at the chart. And basically what he says is that closing out of 2018, he thinks that we will likely see prices fall further to the $4,000 range, where we'll seesaw for the most of 2019 with very brief dips below 3,000. I hope not. I don't know if I want to go through another year of this, guys, but I will if I have to. But then he says, coming into 2020, we should see a pronounced spike in buying volume that sets the stage for a tremendous multi-year bull run, all the way up to a 2022 all-time high of a $300,000 Bitcoin. And then he says in 2023, it's going to slide back down to 110,000. But obviously that's just if, you follow this whole fractal pattern thing. Obviously we know that crypto is very young, it's very new, it's very volatile. So, there's a potential chance that it may not follow this particular pattern, but I just wanted to kind of bring that up. And one more little piece of cool news that came out before we get into the big news of the day, so don't go anywhere, guys. I wanted to talk about this interview. Actually, it was Naomi Brockwell that she did with the CEO of Overstock, and this is what he basically had to say. He said that in reference to cryptocurrencies, people will turn to it where there are collapses, like for example what we've seen in Venezuela or Cyprus or Syria. He says something like that, when people start getting into it and when it's their own financial systems that actually collapse and they have nothing else to turn to. He says, so yes, given that I think the entire modern financial system is a big Keynesian magic money tree Ponzi scheme, I do expect that the day will come when people turn to crypto. Now, whether Bitcoin is the one, whether Bitcoin has solved its speed problems or it's another cryptocurrency, he says only time will tell. So that is a lot of good news. Of course, we do have that one guy with the fractal thing saying we're going to go down a little bit lower, but then we're going to go up to 300,000. So I guess the point is that long term, it's pretty bullish, but short term, nobody knows. Flip a coin, right? Now, let's get into the pretty exciting news of the day. And this is that blockchain.com is airdropping $125 million in Stellar Lumens to its wallet's users. This makes it the biggest airdrop in history. A lot of people are excited over this. So if we have a look at what's going on, basically, if you come over here, now this is officially from Stellar, it says that they are airdropping up to 500 million XLM. So Stellar will be only the fourth currency supported by blockchain.com, joining Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Now, real quick though, I just wanted to read you what they have to say. So they say financial institutions have begun to take advantage of Stellar's simple asset issuance protocols, and Stellar now has fiat endpoints all over the world. We offer a cheaper and faster financial system to users with real local impact via a variety of asset-backed fiat tokens. No other blockchain can match our combination of global reach and local usability. But you're all interested in the airdrop, I'm sure. So basically, all you do is you go over to blockchain.com, pretty simple to remember, and you basically just set up a wallet, and you have to go through a little bit of a verification process, and then there you go. Now, I wanted to talk about this. You go to blockchain.com/getcrypto. So it's blockchain.com/getcrypto. And over here, it says never own crypto. Cool. We've never given away $125 million before. So basically, all you do is you enter your email, you're not a robot, whatever. And, you fill this out, you set up the wallet, like I said, and then they're going to drop you $25 worth of XLM. And, this is a great way to get like family, friends involved and stuff like that. So this is super, super exciting. Stellar has always been one of the, I feel like, real proponents, kind of like pushing it forward for airdrops. I remember I got my first Stellar airdrop on a Lumens airdrop when I had some Bitcoin on Bittrex when I first got into it. And I remember I just kind of, came to, signed on one day and I was like, oh, I got Stellar Lumens. This is pretty cool. So there you guys go. That's the big news of the day. $125 million worth of XLM. Tell your friends, tell your family. All you got to do, sign up, enter a few KYC, set up your wallet, and then boom, there you go. You get $25 worth of Stellar Lumens. So that is pretty good news moving forward. Now, moving on to some crypto news of the day. First, I want to start with XLM's big brother, Ripple, right? So we have Swift denying the Ripple rumor. So basically, in a nutshell, Swift is updating its protocol standard this month, and it's also recommending its clients to upgrade as well to the platform, which is Swift GPI. And then news about the upgrade had led to some convoluted rumors that they would make RippleNet and XRP-powered payment solution XRapid directly available to thousands of banks on the Swift network. As you can see down here, it says, despite all the rumors, a Swift spokesperson said there is zero truth behind the gossip. So squashing that rumor right away. Now, I also wanted to give a huge shout out to Alex from Nuggets News. He put together this video. He's really good with the educational content. And if any of you are new to the space, or you don't really understand how hard forks work, or the history of them, or even what's the significance of what's going to happen on the 15th with the Bitcoin Cash hard fork, I briefly went over it in a couple videos ago, but this is a super devoted video. I mean, it's 10 minutes long. Everything you need to know about the Bitcoin Cash hard fork, the history of hard forks, and what to expect. So shout out to Nuggets News. Definitely check that out. Also, how funny is this? So Auger, which unfortunately still doesn't have a lot of users, but they said that it actually saw a pretty big spike. It had bets over 2 million, and this was for the U.S. election. So the market for which party will control the House after 2018 had 3,517 Ether, $727,000 staked on it, and this is the first one to exceed the market for will the price of Ethereum exceed 500 at the end of 2018, which was sitting around $523,000. So you can see right here, obviously there was a lot of activity, but here's the thing. It says that Auger's daily user numbers, however, have not taken off. According to DApp Radar, they still range from 19 users to 56 users per day. It's not a lot, guys. So, I mean, considering that the all-time high was the day that it was launched, and that was only 256 users. So, I mean, kind of like, can you imagine an app on the iTunes store getting listed and they only have between 19 and 56 users a day? Like, how long would that app be listed? So I think that's something we should talk about for another time, is that adoption and, people actually wanting to use these apps, but I just wanted to point that out. Also wanted to point out the fact that Elastos on ELA News has released a full products list. So for everybody kind of confused about what they've been doing, here's a list. You have their software as a service and all these different products, beta products. You have the Ditto box, the TV box set, the DID side chains. Obviously, they're doing merge mining. So have a look at this, guys, if you wanted to know a little bit more about that. I also wanted to talk about carVertical. We haven't spoken about them in quite some time. So they put out this tweet and they said, we created a cute combination of OBD, GPS, and IOTA tangle possibilities, then gave it a name. Meet carVertical City, a platform which will bring IOTA benefits to real life, starting with an automatic car parking. So you can watch a video right here if you want, and then also this is the website where they go into it as well if you're interested. It's a little technical, but there you go. That's actually something pretty cool. I also wanted to talk about David Zhu of Banyan Network has confirmed that they're building a dApp on top of high-performance blockchain. So this is pretty cool. It's exciting to see Banyan Network collaborating with high-performance blockchain. In fact, I just spoke to Danny, and those guys are going to be in the city next week, so we're looking to do kind of like a meetup. I'm going to go see those guys in New York, and hopefully we can get a little bit more of an insight into what they're doing and how the progress is going with the chips and everything. So that's something to look forward to. I don't get a lot of chances to do face-to-face interviews, so that will definitely be fun for me and you guys, hopefully, as well. Also, we have a little more, you got to talk more about this Oyster Pearl thing. So somebody on Reddit brought up the fact that they're saying that some of the money they believe that was originally sold has been moved to a Bitfinex wallet. And they said that they notified Bitfinex, and then they said edit. The endpoint for the Bitcoin fund seems to have went to this address. So if you guys are interested in that, they did all the research. Just check that out. So they think that the funds are on the move. Also wanted to talk about open platform token swap. So if you are holding those ERC20s, you need to swap those out. So trading halt will be Wednesday, which is actually today. So yeah, Okay, final snapshot tomorrow, which is the 8th, and then swap calculation execution will happen between today and tomorrow, and then token distribution will happen on the 9th of the month. So just keep that in mind. Also wanted to talk about Ledger. So they've added 6 new cryptos to the wallet. You have Lisk, Factum, Game Credits, Music Coin, Mix, Ether, Gem, and the last 4 of them will also be available on the Ledger Blue as well. Okay. So that's coin news for the day. Now moving on, let's get into some things that are happening in the space. So we have an 18-year-old kid that was threatening to bomb a Miami airport after he lost his Bitcoin, which is really strange that he decided to do this specific act, because really what happened, if you come down here, is basically he started chatting with this guy who was obviously a scammer, said he was gonna, I basically offered him an offer that was too good to be true, probably one of those like, send me this amount and I'll give you back this much. So he said his dad gave him $1,000. He invested it. He ended up making a lot of money, sent the money to this guy. The guy ran away with the money, obviously, as to be predicted. And apparently he had contacted the FBI and he was pissed off because he said that they weren't doing enough. So then he decided to just call in a threat to Miami airport over a bomb, and they ended up being able to trace the thing. They found the kid, so they ended up not doing anything too serious since he was young, but it says they did charge him with a number of crimes under the Indian Penal Code. So I guess he's not in jail, but yeah. So I got my Bitcoin stolen from me by a guy from the US, and then I retaliated by saying I was going to bomb an airport. I don't get the logic. Anyway, moving on. Something that did happen, though, in Texas, you have Texas State Securities Board has issued an emergency cease and desist order to an Australian-based cloud mining company, AWS Mining Pty Limited, for selling unregistered securities. I'm not surprised. So, along with its other agents, they violated the Securities Act by luring the state's residents into purchasing AWS unregistered cloud mining power contracts, which promised them 200% passive return on every investment. The company's website also reportedly offers investors to join a multi-level marketing matrix for $20, which you can get commission by selling, packages to other people. So the thing is that they required investors to secure their money in the wallet provided by MyCoinDeal to participate in the crypto mining. The thing is that the wallet actually charged you for transactions, but according to the order, the defendants intentionally failed to disclose that AWS Mining Pty is the business name holder of MyCoinDeal. How shady is that? So AWS also allegedly withheld information about its methodology for storing cryptocurrencies and its means of accounting and implementing security protocols for customer protection from malicious attacks. There you guys go. So cloud mining's been getting a pretty bad name lately. It used to be huge. I remember everyone had a Genesis mining link. Everyone was doing it. And yeah, after a lot of different shady companies came up, it kind of ruined the space for cloud mining in a way. Not to say that all of it isn't legit, but you have stuff like this happening. So there you go. Now let's end this on some positive news, guys. I want to end on something really cool. So you have the CTO of Coinbase talking about crypto is entering the tech mainstream. He goes on to describe Facebook is doing a blockchain, Square open source some nice cold storage code, Microsoft, Amazon, Google Cloud all have blockchain efforts. Crypto is entering the tech mainstream. So, despite the fact that we've dropped from 800 billion to 210 billion, the cryptocurrency market and blockchain sector have shown significant progress in terms of institutionalizing an emerging asset class, improving market structure, and strengthening the underlying technologies of cryptocurrencies. So here's an interesting story down here. I actually found this pretty funny. So you have the Google CEO. He noted that his 11-year-old son understood the concept of Ethereum and consensus currencies better than fiat currency, possibly due to the complexity of connections and centralization involved in the creation, distribution, and operation of fiat money. So this is a quote from him. He says, "Last week I was at dinner with my son, and I was talking about something about Bitcoin, and my son clarified what I was talking about was Ethereum, which is slightly different. He's 11 years old, and he told me he's mining it. I had to explain to him how paper money actually works. I realized he understood Ethereum better than how paper money works. I had to talk to him about the banking system, the importance of it. It was a good conversation." So that is insane. You have 11-year-olds who understand crypto more than they understand the traditional fiat system. crazy. They also go on to note, Square, $30 billion payment giant operated by Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, has recently open sourced its code that processes cold storage funds. And last month, Octoverse reported that Ethereum had become the 5th fastest growing open source project in the world, alongside Microsoft, Azure, and Spider. So there you guys go. And if that's not enough positive news for the day for you guys, definitely check out my video I did yesterday on the top 40 reasons to be bullish on it's not ETH XRP. It's actually on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But yeah, pretty cool. So it's basically a collection of all these different news articles and things. So definitely check that video out if you feel like cheering yourself up for the day. And that being said, guys, tonight o'clock at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I believe it's 5 p.m. Stache's time. He's out in California. We're going to be doing a live stream. Technically, it's his show. It's called Stache My Crypto. But I'm going to live stream from my end too. That way you guys can get involved and we can get get some questions rolling. So that should be fun if you guys want to come meet the Crypto Stache. He's a cool dude. And that being said, that's it for today, guys. So thank you so much for coming back on this Wednesday. Obviously, appreciate you guys so much. Everyone that's been smashing the like button, dropping me comments below, subscribing to the channel, hitting the bell notification. I could go on naming things all day, guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. My name's K-Dub. This is Cryptozombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And peace out.